How we doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Or the people? Because I'm great.
The people are pissed. The people they're sour. They're all upset
Oh,
about
I'm the but that's not different.
Imagine if you pulled this. What time are they? The show that doesn't have a start time. What if they tried doing this in the real world?
That's why we're not.
That's why we're not. If you did this on radio, it's why we quit.
Like,
I fucking hated having to. There's no need for it.
You should have some people in, talk this through, help them out.
Yeah,
they're like me yesterday, just bitching and moaning about everything. Guy paying for coffee with his coins.
Yeah,
slapped
no good.
him upside the head.
Yeah,
smarten up.
We all managed to arrive at the places we need to go on time.
Well, it is Wednesday, September 25th, and there is big news out there.
Is there? Okay, well, let's breaking news from our breaking news desk, Rhett Warner.
Yes, woke up this morning to a lovely pink sky. Who's that country singer?
Yeah,
Zach
Galifianakis.
Zach Attack. I
Yep.
want to go see that guy. Actually, we should go road trip. But not to get sidetracked. Billy Bob, another teenager in the household today.
No kidding.
Big day. Big news.
Wow.
Big news.
Drinking age in the Warner house.
Be so good. Poured in a little peach schnapps.
You want some Baileys in your coffee this morning there, big boy?
Away we go.
Happy birthday. Well, how about that? 13.
It feels awkward, doesn't it? Like it's a big deal, but if you stop and think about these things,
yeah, I wonder. So, what do you spend more time than thinking about, their age or your age?
I actually called someone about downsizing.
Really?
Used the word.
Yeah,
getting older.
We're
thinking about
to downsize a little bit. Well, because we've been doing that because I've been saying we got too much stuff. We got to move stuff out. It has been steady streams to the thrift store, to the dump, to
the shoveler had a big day the other day. And sorry if I'm interrupting.
Not at all. No.
Big day. We located the dump and we dumped stuff.
Yeah.
And it was $25. And she was, oh,
yeah, I know.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. They have, and they also have, ours was last weekend, the little neighborhood cleanups. If you go to I think the city of Calgary, they'll have dumpsters and stuff. So you can haul your stuff there. They take it and it's free.
The front door.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Save you that $25. Imagine how excited she'd be then.
Oh my goodness.
Just straight to whiskey for the birthday boy.
We talked about getting a bin.
Yeah, I know. I think we're still in the bin department, but we're getting there. Might actually have a new studio at the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's step it outside.
Yeah. There's some pressure from my 13-year-old to get out of that room.
Well, she would
Dad,
like it.
I need a bigger bedroom, and you hardly ever use this room. I'm there every day. It's my office, but whatever. I just, come on. So.
And a daughter.
Yeah.
So very difficult to say no to.
Completely different. Yeah, the kid,
boy,
you're just
shut up.
Would you stop bothering me? Bugger off with the dog. Well, okay. Well, geez, all right.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe this is something Daddy could consider.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean right into it. Boomer treats people like shit, then gets mad at them for mentioning it. Nice way to get sponsors. Are you a sponsor? You sponsor Mr. Public Pain?
I think we should get some Mr. Public Pain t-shirts out there.
Gosh. I have a moral conundrum. We're gonna have a Pike bomb coming up in a few minutes, probably like 10.
Let's talk
10
it out
minutes
here.
So I'm on my way.
Moral. That's pretty serious.
And Jack, I'm gonna need you to weigh in.
He's got no morals.
So I'm on my way here just not long ago. And I am having a coffee. I'm listening. Got a little Pat McAfee going. Love Pat McAfee. Enjoying my morning. Sun is out. And as I look in my rear view mirror, I see a vehicle coming up quick. It then dawns on me, I am in the left lane. I'm in the fast lane, whatever you want to call it. The far left lane, which is the passing.
Yep.
He's coming quick. I'm like, I shouldn't be in this lane. There's nobody. There is a car there, but I can easily. So I'm going to now pull to the middle lane to let him go by.
Mm-hmm.
he swerves over to the middle lane. I'm like, oh, this guy's sour. And he's coming. And as he goes by, he gives you one of gives me the old stink eye, and I'm like, oh well, I was in the wrong lane. However, I'm got a cruise set 110, 111, 112, somewhere there. I'm not crawling.
Too guilty about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That said, get out of the left lane if you have people coming quicker. Not much later, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, I see there's kind of smoke or something. There's a haze ahead of the vehicle. And as I get closer, I'm like, it's dude. That's the Subaru or whatever the hell he was driving. And he is there are some issues. He's getting out of the driver's door, and as I pass, I see there's smoke coming out of the grill, and as I go a little bit further, I can see under the front bumper flames. Yeah. What's the correct way to feel there? What's the proper emotion to have? You were kind of in the wrong in the first place. You took
but I'm going to jump right into it. It's a moral conundrum.
Yeah.
And you've now established moral high ground. It's a big bird and an FU as you go by slowly. Hey, buddy.
It's kind of what I felt. Yeah, fuck you. That's kind of what I was thinking.
You have moral high ground.
Maybe if you weren't doing 140.
Yeah. There you go. You
set your Santa Fe on fire.
Moral high ground. You have no moral conundrum. You're on the moral high ground.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be.
And nowhere along the way did I think I should pull over and help him. His car's on fire. Maybe dude needs help.
Yeah.
No, I was.
Oh, no. Moral high ground is a great spot. I had some moral high ground at the house the other day because the shoveler sent a text that was not intended for me.
Yeah.
So I had moral high ground. The text was not ideal, but I immediately climbed in the moral high ground category. Oh, it is great.
Yeah.
You're perched up there.
Feels good.
You're questioning me after what you've just done.
Yeah. And then you start thinking, maybe this is the new me. Maybe I could be this kind of, maybe I can. It's a lot of work to kind of be a good guy, good person to do all that kind of stuff. I'm just not sure that's me. Not sure. So I'm not, I mean, if there's a car on fire in the Stony.
Safety first.
I guess pull over and help the guy.
T's and P's.
Yeah, T's and P's for sure. It's not nice. You ever had a car catch on fire? Know what someone that did? You ever seen that?
I've seen the smoke billowing from vehicles, but I don't know what causes it.
On the old 22, right by our place, you can't turn. Of course, you can't turn off to get to your place from the 22. But right there before
why would you do that?
Before the hill, it's like there's an old lady, gray hair. And there's somebody out helping her, and her maroon BMW is pulled over to the side. And as you go by, the entire inside is just charred. It's like, so were we having a dart? Did the AC catch on fire? What happened?
I've had a Cheech and Chong where I was following a guy that we played with, and some of the fellows maybe were.
Yeah.
And it was winter, and he fishtailed her, and the back end smoked the lamppost, and poof, the doors flew open, and poof, the smoke came out. I still remember. I'm like, oh my God, you guys.
Yeah.
Fella.
Jack, you're a delinquent.
You've never had moral high ground.
I've seen what you drive. Has that thing ever caught on fire? Because it feels like it's a matter of time.
Close, yeah.
So anyway, that was my issue this morning. Not even an issue. I just thought I'd throw it out there and see if
no, I think
I feel I should feel shame or what I should be feeling. Anyway.
Good shape.
Yeah. So it's a game day for the get your helmet on, I guess. Do we get helmets in the preseason? Everything full on? Abbotsford, British Columbia. I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone to Abbotsford?
I've been to Abbotsford as a scout, and yeah.
They were in Abbotsford when you were doing that?
Jimmy P. They were just, I think it was the first year in Abbotsford. Bednar?
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not that familiar, although I'm sure some cars have caught fire in that area. I hear Surrey's a little bit of
there's some
little rough,
stab.
Little rough area there. But that's not going to happen tonight. It's all safe. Everything's good. The Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames, a preseason match. it's the second or third. I don't know how you classify the split squads. It's 2 games, I guess. So this would be the third of their preseason slate. I was coming up for trying to think of what could we call, because of course Ryan Pike with FlamesNation.ca, he's the head writer, he's the guy, he's our Flames guy.
Pike Bomb.
There's like there's Pike Bomb, but there's also what's the Pike Place, the Pike's Peak or whatever.
Seattle.
Yeah, is what.
Yeah,
there's the race. It's Pike's Peak where they race up the mountain.
Yeah,
and the coffee.
The coffee's
So
Pike's Place.
This could be Pike's Place when we bring him on the show.
Copyright.
Jack just hit the intro for Pike's Place.
Come on, hit it.
Guess it doesn't happen that quick.
He said yesterday he needed those buttons.
He needs those buttons.
He doesn't have the buttons.
I can do some graphics. Joining the show from, of course, from FlamesNation.ca, he is Ryan Pike.
Look at him out there.
Look at him.
Getting some vitamin D.
Atta boy. Enjoying the sunshine. 27 today. Supposed to be a beautiful one. Is it nice out there?
It's very temperate today.
We can kind of hear you, but kind of not.
How about now?
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'll exclaim. You know me, I'm loud.
Yeah, it's all right. So cuts made yesterday. Guys going back to junior. No real surprise there. One guy let out of his amateur tryout. They move on. It's still a lot of bodies. What's the expectation for this game tonight? There's been some guys between Penticton in the first 2 games and the game in Seattle. There's been a lot of hockey for some of these young guys. Are they going to mix more of the veteran group together, or what are you expecting for this one tonight?
Based on the lines that have been tweeted out, looks like it's going to be a young group, and it's going to be kind of an interesting group. You mentioned the cuts. One young gentleman that I'm sure you've mentioned survived the cuts was Andrew Basha. It looks like he's back in tonight. And they have some more of the young guys. Zane Perek is in tonight. Matt Bigridden is back in tonight. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen the lines, but probably the most intriguing line for me is they have Martin Pospisil centering a line with Sam Honzik and screw that. It's I believe he's got Coronado on one of his wings.
Right. Yeah.
I forget who he has the other wing, but just the idea of actually Zari's on the other one. So Zari Pospisil Coronado is the de facto first line, and I don't know about you, we haven't seen that in games before. We haven't seen that in practices before. It looks like a lot of today's lines in Abbotsford are just sort of guys thrown together. And I guess when you're riding an undefeated streak, 6 goals per game, plus 13 goal differential, you can get weird. And it seems like the coaching staff is being kind of exciting by getting it a bit weird right now. And I'm kind of excited about it.
What's your take on Pospisil at center? It's something that's kind of been bandied about. There's a need for centers.
Yeah.
So that because you need them doesn't make necessarily Pospisil a center. Does this feel like something that's got some legs, or do you think this is, we'll try it for a few games in preseason? And I just wonder how high the hopes are.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is when you have a Backlund and Nazem Kadri, and even to a lesser extent a Kevin Rooney, you have the ability to sort of shelter him a bit. So if he's not going to be great right away, you have the ability to sort of throw the other guys to the wolves and make life a little bit easier on Pospisil. And plus, if you look at the guys that he's playing with, I mean, the expectation is he'll be centering Anthony Mantha and Jonathan Huberdeau. All due respect to those two guys, those aren't your two-way players. Those are guys that you're not expecting them to start out in their own zone and take themselves out. You're getting them the high ground. And so if you're going to be trying to ease in someone like Pospisil into a position that he has to play at the national level, honestly, that might be a good way of doing it. Especially, he's shown, he's shown some chemistry playing on the same line as Huberdeau in the past. So, I don't know if the expectations are sky high. We've only seen him do it at the Worlds briefly and at the Olympic qualifiers. And all due respect to the teams involved in the Worlds and the Olympic qualifiers, probably not as top to bottom high end as the National Hockey League rosters are. So it'll be something he's unfamiliar with. It's something he's got to ease into. But I think the coaching staff has some patience with him. And if we're calling a spade here, boys, they're not planning a parade this year. This isn't Edmonton, and so they have the ability to ease guys in so that if you take your lump this year with Pospisil at the center, will that make the team a little bit better in a year or two when maybe the expectations are a bit different?
Is it? I know that Frank Seravalli kind of tweeted it out. I'm wondering if we're probably all kind of the same mindset. It was one game, and Ryan Huska. Well, yeah, a guy like Tyson Barrie, you can tell, you can see there's some composure and there's some poise. He's played in many preseason games before. There's no nerves there. He's pretty safe. Do you feel safe that this guy's going to earn a contract here, unless another team swoops in and signs him out from underneath? But it feels like this is a good opportunity for him.
I think so. I mean, I was at the game in Calgary the other night, and he was fine. I mean, it's his first preseason game with a new group, so I think the expectations are, right. The first preseason game for a lot of guys, you're trying to knock the rust off. You don't need your timing down, and I thought he got better as the game went on. I think the expectations are. I believe tonight he's on a pair with Jake Bean. You kind of want to see a bit more out of him because when you have Uyghur and Miromanov dress, the expectations for Barrie are a little bit different. But when you're on the top pair, basically, it's you and a bunch of kids. The expectation is that Tyson Barrie is going to have to, basically direct traffic a bit. And so this is the game where I think that we're going to have wanted to see a bit more out of him. But, I wanted to doubt Papa Frank, but I'm also thinking, if you on paper, I mean, it kind of makes sense that let's be blunt here. The Flames power play the last 2 years has kind of sucked. It's been, up until the last part of last year where Kuzmenko basically saved everyone's bacon and made the power play, viable again. Even with that, they were bottom quarter of the league, bottom 20% of the league. And, if you're a Flames club and 5-on-5, I don't know if you're going to be able to go punch for punch with all these other teams in the division. If you have a decent power play, though, you can keep your head above the water and you can be competitive, which is what the team wants to be this year. They don't want the kids to get their heads kicked in. They want to be able to be competitive. And so if Tyson Barrie being on your team for this year, even until the trade deadline, can make your power play have a bit of pep and keep your head above water in those kind of tight games, I think that's the kind of thing you want to look at. And, he's not going to be an expensive proposition, and maybe he's someone you could flip the trade deadline. But at the very least, I think there's good hockey reasons to have him on the roster.
My question is, you're kind of in a catch-22. You just said it. You want them to have some success and not get buried, and the power play would be a good spot to find improvement. But then you're playing Barrie.
Yeah.
Right. Then you're not improving the kids on the power. So it's
you can have a solid 82 games for one of your young guys to figure out, does he have the chops to be a power play guy or let him get it? I hadn't thought about and maybe I don't know what this year is going to be. I think we all think we know what it's going to be, but if Barrie is a guy, if you flip him and Mantha and with Kuzmenko,
I talked to a guy yesterday, but he asked what I thought about the first 3 games. I give him what I said yesterday on the show, but to follow it up even more, because I thought about it more after talking with the guys, you can find momentum with wins, and losses. So again, I don't know what the season's going to end up being. But getting on a roll with wins is a lot more enjoyable than getting on a roll with losses. So maybe there's a way to find some momentum and start good. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch this team. Maybe we saw a bit of it last year where they dumped guys that didn't want to be here and they played better. Yeah. You thought it was going to be a negative performance, but it was actually better. So you can find groups that get buy-in that overcome obstacles. Am I saying it's gonna? I don't know. I think there's a lot of holes still, but
as you said,
a goaltender can do a lot. And
so much is on that D and goaltending.
Yes,
I don't know that they'll necessarily struggle for offense. They might be, they might be okay. I don't know what their power play will be, but you do wonder if there's going to be a few more bad goals than we're used to. I guess there's so many D. But so few of them profile as a 1, 2, 3, or maybe even a 4. You mentioned Jake Bean, kind of a forgotten guy, although I think he's very much in the mix. Kevin Ball, he's been off the ice, nursing an injury. Tyson Barrie, all of these guys. Just going back to the forwards for a moment, we know that Jacob Pelche gets the deal done. He's now in need of waivers if they want to send him down and keep him. what does that do for Coronado, who's had an unbelievable camp? You don't want to send the message that regardless of what you do in camp, you're going to be a victim of salary structure. I just wonder, A, what you've seen, because we've all seen what Coronado's done. What have you seen out of Pelche in limited viewing, and what's your sense on that?
I mean, I really like Pelche, and I think when he's on his game, he's the kind of guy that you don't really notice him overall, but he does like a half dozen little things. Like I put him, the things that scouts that I talked to like about Andrew Basher, the same thing that scouts really liked about Pelche, where Pelche might not be high end defensive talent, but he knows what he is, can do a lot of things, and he's an absolute pain in the ass on the ice. And when he's playing physical, when he's closing his gaps, when he's on the guys on the forecheck, he can create a lot. And that's we saw that. I think the Pelche at his best was that World Juniors in 21, where he started off with a spare part and he played everywhere. He was on the first line by the end of it because he was so good at adapting to what he needs. And so at his best, he's like that. But you need to have confidence in your game to do that effectively, do that consistently. And I've seen that a little bit. I saw a little bit of that in Seattle. I think the problem for him is, the things he does well, subtle, or the things that a lot of other guys do well are much more showy. I mean, if you're Pelche in that Seattle game, I thought he had a pretty good game. But if you look at the box score, I mean, Honsick had multi-point night. Coronado had a multi-point night. Like there's guys who play the same position that have, the things that they do are not subtle. They're very visible. And I think that's the challenge, I think, for Pelche, because as the Flames depth chart, especially in the prospect list, gets a little bit deeper, especially on the wings, I think it's tougher and tougher for someone like Pelche, whose game is a bit more subtle, to really stand out. And add in the waiver aspect of it, and he's in tough this year.
If you, the audio is a little choppy, and by a little I mean it's pretty choppy. If you just hold the mic out, maybe we'll go one more question. We'll see if it. I'm not sure if it's the mic or if it's the if it's the connection. Can a guy's interview, can that win out a job over a 2.2 million cap hit or whatever? Because everybody's in love with Devin Cooley. I'm not sure about I think Dan Vladar is probably in a pretty good spot, but when they signed this guy, we'd seen him. He's had limited NHL action. Obviously, we know Dustin Wolf has, but a unique dude, safe to say, from what we heard out of Devin Cooley the other night. Where does he's going to be the third guy? I just wonder how much we maybe see of him this year.
He's your third guy, but are you worried about losing him on waivers? Because he's a character and he understands the role he's stepping into. If he's on the team, he's a backup. So I think I wouldn't rule him out, because I think maybe they're a bit worried about the potential to lose him on waivers.
All right. Thank you, Pike. We're going to get Santa. We'll get Santa to bring some AirPods or something. We'll get something figured out. We appreciate you. Thanks, Pike. Yeah, I think so. Well, what do you do with Pospisil if he's going to be centering Huberdeau? If the Huberdeau thing is working, this is working. Well, if it means you keep it, you got to move him to the fourth line. Like Lomberg's going to be there. Rooney you can kind of do whatever and be. I think all of these guys are going to be on the opening day roster. It's just going to be tougher for. I don't know. Do you go? There's so many D.
No, 7D. Are you getting it?
No, I'm saying I don't know what you do. There's so much time for it to play itself out.
Yeah, wait for an injury or two.
But aside from that, it feels already like Coronado should probably get a sniff. He'd have to almost disappear completely. He's not going to play in every one of these games.
How many left? 4 or 5?
Yeah, there's Wednesday, Vancouver. That's today. Saturday at home against the Canucks. Seattle Monday, Winnipeg. Wednesday and Friday, little home at home.
So there, 5 left.
Yeah,
there's lots of time to sink or swim for some guys. But we said it last year, and I believe in this, and Pinder does too, and I think we all do. The appeal of having the Wranglers here, in and out. Sorry about your paperwork, Conroy, but do it. Deal with it. You're like, if a kid's down if you don't keep a kid and he's down with the Wranglers, he's having a hell of a streak, bring him up.
Yeah.
You don't have to solidify your lineup for the season. And I don't think you're not going to keep a kid because he had a great and not play him. Again, Coronado. There's no sense, in my opinion, playing him on the fourth line. Sure, it's NHL hockey, and we're going to get you on the power play. You're playing 8 minutes, and I'm not saying send him down. I think he's played well enough. He should be around. But my approach to it all is play the piss out of the kids, and even to the Barry comments. I think Barry would be a good piece and is good on the power play, but I don't give a shit in a way, right? It's like, it's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a bunch of kids to grow together and figure out if they're good enough. I don't need Tyson Barrie. I see a role for Tyson Barrie,
Yeah,
but
me too.
For me, it's easier. I'm not worried about ticket sales or having people. If it's a burn it to the ground situation, which I don't think it is because your team's too good. But if it is, all I'm saying is play kids. Play them, find a spot for them. I don't need to see Kevin Rooney. Nothing against Kevin Rooney. Play the kids. Play Pospisil and Lomberg and whoever else. And where's Rooney fit into this? Like, we're worried about Pelche not having a spot. I'm sorry. If Kevin Rooney doesn't see a minute of ice for the Calgary Flames and Pelche does,
I don't think that's not a concern. I don't think.
Right
up front. It comes. I think the bigger part will be for a guy like Coronado, the fourth line, or go and play 20 a night with the Wranglers for a few weeks. It's like you say, you're in Calgary, you're down the hall, literally right there.
And when you get called up, you're not trying to find your way in the lineup. No, we're putting you with Backlund and Coleman because we want you to have whatever it is, right? You're not bringing him up to groom him. Okay, we're going to start you on the fourth line, and then
we do get our knickers in a twist this time of year. With everyone's healthy and everything's the way it is.
We got to have slotting.
Opening night comes around and maybe there's one. It's like, I didn't think it's going to be tough for him going down to the American League. And then maybe a month later, it was kind of really not a whole lot of worrying needed to be done there because he's now back and this guy's injured and he's playing well or he isn't playing well and doesn't deserve to be here. We'll go back. So,
right? Like, that's just it. Like, we have watched a couple of games and guys have played well and they're scoring 6 goals a game. How are you cutting anyone? This is great. Well,
the thing about having this preseason that they've had, it does keep that excitement level up. Even not so much expectations of winning games and are they a playoff team. Now it's okay, Coronado, you're another year older. That's a hell of a start. You're a first round pick. What could you be? You're now looking forward to his next game. When are you back? I want to watch the next game and see if you can keep this kind of a roll going. Now, 5 points in 2 games, that's not sustainable. But if he's getting opportunities and he's playing with skilled guys and still shots are there, scoring chances, making things happen. Again, Kirkland had a goal and 2 assists with him the other night. Not that you forgot about him, but now it's the realizing of saying, all right, well, Zari's in and Pospisil's he's playing a role. Well, Coronado might be, and then it all starts to kind of come together.
Let the puzzle come together.
Yeah,
it's not one of those big floor puzzles where it has to force. There's only one spot for people to fit in, or that piece to fit in. Right?
And on the back end with Barrie, who would? I mean, Brestevich, but he's just coming out of junior. For him to go to the American Hockey League is not a terrible thing. I'm just wondering because between Pahal and Hanley and maybe, I'm just trying to think of who would it be that you'd kind of be clamoring more minutes for this guy as opposed to Barrie.
Can we call Conroy and Huska and have him come in here and ask them what's your approach? Like, I know what Huska's gonna. We're here to win hockey games. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the old fly on the wall. Okay, Conroy, what's the plan behind closed doors?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You think you're making the playoffs? Then you have Barrie in the lineup. Right? I don't think they're making the playoffs. And if they do, it's going to be because they come to, but all of those guys seem interchangeable to me.
And almost regardless of what you think, because maybe it's Miramanov, but he's 26 years old. It's not like he's a kid, but he's somewhat unproven. He was brought in trade.
Let's find out
for the manner of. We don't think he's.
Pinder's got him listed way high on his love list.
He might be right. I'm happy to
be wrong, but my opinion is There's a reason he's 26 and hasn't established himself. And whether you're playing in Russia or not is irrelevant. And whether you're a forward or are you good enough? I don't know. I thought he was fine last year. Did he scream top 2?
No.
So is there upside? Maybe, but at 26, most guys have kind of,
Yeah.
whether it's opportunity or not, I don't know. But again, I'm not doing cartwheels because we got Miramanov in the lineup.
No, it's he's higher on some charts than others. That's for sure. That is for sure. So that's it's a late one if you're going to be watching it on Flames TV. 8:00 start in Old Abbotsford. Yeah, Old Abbotsford. Old Pat Steinberg. So there's a look at those lines. Pike alluded to some of the Pospisil with Zeri and Coronado, Pelche, Morton, and Dewar, Schwint with Dryden Hunt and Andrew Basha, Honzek, Kirkland, and Grideen or Gridden, however we're going with that. We'll figure that out. Jake Bean, Tyson Berry, Tenorti, and Jeremy Poirier, Soloviev, and Perrick, Wolf, and Cooley. Perrick's going to go to junior, I would assume. There's just no need, even to the point you could be the best DM man in camp. I still think you're going back. There's no need to burn 1 year of his entry level this
not
season.
for this season. It sucks for your kid if he even comes out and plays good enough to make it. It's like, sorry.
Yeah, and he's been okay to this point. You see the skill, but it hasn't been undeniable. So yeah, a young group for sure in there. Could you pop that back up? I'm just thinking because you need X number of games. You need a little bit of Tenorti's got a few. I'm guessing Jake Bean, Tyson Berry. Thank you. There's a few hundred for sure. But up front, man, there's not a lot there, is there?
Nope.
Even in net. How are they getting to those? How are they getting to their?
Well, Pospisil would.
Pospisil and Zeri.
Dewar would.
Conroy's like, shut up, guys.
Yeah, well, they would know. They're not gonna. Maybe it's changed too.
Maybe it's.
I don't like. In the old days when you played 13 frickin' preseason games, I think it mattered more. Now it's like, so you're gonna limit because people don't mind going to watch the kids in preseasons. Why do I have to house half my lineup?
Yeah. So there it is. Pospisil, Zeri, Coronado. That will. When Pike said the top line, I was thinking, do you mean top line or one of the lines? No, that's the good. That's probably going to be the top line tonight. Going to be the top line. So outside of that, we'll discuss that tomorrow.
That game
there, where those guys are going to play in that setup, that configuration, at least to start it seems.
Yeah, I might mix and match.
We'll
wonder if Husk is going.
I imagine he would.
Probably.
He'd probably be.
He's in now.
So are you not?
He was in Seattle. Good on him.
Are you not coming? It's preseason. Ooh, you don't get that out of coaches very often. Don't get that very often. Like you said, is Jerome, is Craig? Are those guys going? I would guess Craig would probably go.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Craig's gonna have to be there.
It's part of the job. Yeah. That's why he makes gajillions.
It's a different. For the first time in a while. I don't know that our expectations maybe are very different than they have been, but it's a different feel where you don't feel like you're being lied to or you're trying to be fooled into thinking, no, this is a good team that, we're all kind of on the same page. What happens, but we're finally trying to move forward with some young guys. And if it's great, it's great. I'm more looking forward to these games than I would be otherwise.
Well, and I think you said it where it doesn't feel like you're trying to be fooled, where it's like, I can look at this lineup and see what it is. Like, don't try and sell me on what your sales pitch. Like, no, although it's funny to think it's 2 years ago and a couple of years ago, and it was supposed to be
high in the hog. One
of the best in the league.
Might be better than last year's team.
Might be better than the Oilers. More depth.
You had the best line in the league almost, didn't you?
You've got more depth now up the middle. You've got depth.
Yeah,
lots of depth. Slotting.
Depth slotting. Yeah.
So, anyway, they're going in the right way or the right path or right direction.
Yeah. The mood seems to be a little bit different for sure. I'll tell you about Dr. J, Outdoor Dental. Did you get? Were you
It's
going?
weird. I was thinking, remember that stupid show Wilson, where with Tom Hanks? Was it called Wilson? Where it was Castaway?
That's right. Wilson was in it.
Where he
Yeah.
had to knock his tooth out.
Oh,
Remember that? He took the,
Yeah,
the figure skate and hit it with a rock. It must have had an abscess. Dr.
Ew.
J wouldn't let that in.
No, he wouldn't. That's not what's happening. You know what? A lot of dental offices do, though.
Yeah, figure skate and a rock.
Doctor, I've got a toothache. All right, well, Bauer or CCM? Which one will it be? This looks like a CCM job. No, it's the Soleil laser, silly. Excellent solution for people if you've got the dental phobia or regardless. No needles, no drills, no stress. Couple minutes, you're at ease, and they can go to work with the Soleil laser. In addition to the dental work, there is, and we've told you about it, and a bunch of you barn heads have gone in there and done it, and we're happy for it. Snoring treatments. 2 15-minute treatments. You go in, they increase the tension in the soft palate, and all of a sudden that airway doesn't have a whole bunch of, flubber in it.
The old flubber.
The old flubber is not
inflammation.
plugging things up back there. It works, it's painless, and it can, a lot of times, it's with your health benefits at work. It's covered for you. Why wouldn't you do it? Pain-free, non-surgical, 2 15-minute treatments. You've got the time, and it's worth every minute. Outdoor.dental is the website. Dr. J. Patel, great guy. Great guy. Busy guy.
Always busy.
They've got location, different. Always.
Work, and they're on time.
I guess so, yeah. He's not showing up at like 10 minutes late for your Soleil laser appointment. You're laying there with your yip open. He's not showing up 10 minutes later. He's not doing it. He's going to be there. We'll do the Pinder Report. We'll get into the Pinder Report. Jack's found some dumb stuff.
Good boy, Jack.
We've got some kind of real sports and some not so real sports. Baseball's coming around the corner here, dude. This is the final weekend
the
coming up.
playoffs are coming around. Yeah.
Teams are qualifying. We'll talk about that. I know that you are not a fan of the champagne parties. After
what are you here for?
There's the division winners. You win the pennant. But even now the wild card teams, they're popping tops and getting at it, even though in a week they could be
2 games later
literally sitting at home. That's not really worth a whole lot. The Pinder Report is a presentation of Village Honda. The Honda Accord, redesigned last year. It is plain and simple. Car and Driver magazine says the #1 mid-sized sedan on the planet. The most reliable vehicles are on the road. They're better than ever. Superior ride quality, reliability, impressive fuel economy inside that EXL hybrid, which is a thing. 2024 Honda Accord, they're blowing them out. The 25s are on the lot or coming in. Check them out, villagehonda.com, Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life. So the Pinder Report, the Flames, as we told you, game tonight. You saw the lineup. You want to fire it up there one more time? It's young. It's a young group, but I like it. We're not being lied to. We're not being sold a bill of goods.
Is that the saying?
If you're being sold a bill of goods, I've come to know that as you're being hoodwinked.
Okay.
They're trying to screw you. Dustin Wolf and Devin Cooley, the goaltenders. We'll see if that's a full go for Wolf. It was the other night.
If Wolf is a bill of goods.
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that would change things in a hurry, wouldn't it? Oh boy, Coronado looks good. Can he score 9 a night? Because this Wolf guy. We've been sold a bill of goods. That's the roster. Vancouver, they were in action yesterday, so we'll see what they fire out there. Do you think they probably care about Abbotsford? That's probably an important market for them.
The Canucks?
Yeah.
Isn't that the farm team?
Well, yeah. I'd wonder if they'll really trot out some.
It's close to home. I thought I saw in the highlights or in the game last night they were playing. Somebody big was playing in Abbotsford.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have more than us. That's pretty easy.
I would think they'd have to, yeah. Maybe some JT Miller. Brock Besser. Maybe some Quinn Hughes.
Who's the new guy they signed? No, not
Bertuzzi?
No,
DeBrusk.
DeBrusk. That's the word.
There you go. There you
have it.
Let's take a look at the schedule. As we mentioned, with every game that they play, there's one less game on their preseason schedule.
And as a player, you're just damn happy if you get to miss one.
They're wiping it off the board. You're so happy. You're so happy. A couple days here. Now, they made some cuts yesterday. Would guess maybe some more. Thursday, Friday, got a couple days there before the next game.
You got to get down to manageable numbers.
Got to get down.
Coaches want to have real practices.
Yeah. Vancouver on Saturday at the Dome, 7:00 start. Monday, Seattle Kraken, 7:00 start. In Winnipeg Wednesday, home to Winnipeg on Friday. And then the week following that.
Then they play real hockey.
Then it matters.
For keeps.
And it really, really matters. Gary Bettman, thank goodness for Gary. He came out and debunked a rumor. There was word circulating. They're looking at Atlanta. Did you hear Atlanta? Maybe Houston for the next couple of expansion teams. They're not accepting applications. They're not say, but they're kind of dipping a toe. They're looking around. Gary Bettman shutting down rumors. Everything, if Pinder were here, everything that's been written in the last week is categorically wrong.
Oh, I like that word.
We're not going through an expansion process other than updating the board on October 1st as to places that have expressed interest. There's nothing that's going to be done on expansion.
Wow.
So he's going to talk to the Board of Governors and say, here's who has expressed interest. But that's all we're talking about.
It's just going to be a list on the board. He's not even going to bring it up.
That's right. Well, just set it up by the coffee urn.
Did they use a whiteboard or that new thing now?
That's too janky. They'll have some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is those called?
Smart boards?
Smart boards?
Yeah. Maybe
we need one.
A PowerPoint? Do they still do
have
PowerPoint?
If we had a smart board here, could we pan over as I draw some plays up?
Yeah, the Telestrator.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Wouldn't it?
Jack, fire up the Telestrator. No? They had a PowerPoint at my workshop last night.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
Yeah. Took a little while to get going. Audio wasn't working. And
then
things were working.
Technology.
Sad but true. Now,
so Gary shut down the rumors.
He says
categorically shut them down.
So again, we're not going through a process. He's going to update the board as to places that have expressed interest, but that's it. That's right. Now, Igor Shesterkin, very good goaltender. I think we talked about him the other day. What's the money going to be? What are we talking about? What kind of, he's a UFA at season's end, and his numbers 2 years ago, stellar. 2.07, I think, led the league in far as goals against, and maybe the wins have always been 35 plus. He's been top 5, top 3 in wins and all of that. He's just one of the best goaltenders in the National Hockey League. The Rangers do not want to lose him. Boston is in a bit of a different scenario. It's an RFA situation for Jeremy Swayman, but Shesterkin can walk. They don't want him to, but it could cost a lot of money. This is from Pierre Lebrun. It was in The Athletic. His next contract will be double digits AAV, to be sure, aiming for more than the $10 million average for Sergei Bobrovsky and the $10.5 million Carey Price got from the Habs in 2017. This much we know from talking to league sources. The Rangers have indicated to Shesterkin's camp they're willing to pay him more than Price's $10.5 million AAV and thus make him the highest paid goalie in league history. So they're already beyond the 10.5, and I'm guessing we're talking 8 years. If you're just
how old is he?
He,
not that it matters because he's going to get age.
I'm going to say 20, 26, somewhere in there.
Well, the age is fine.
I'll take a look for
it's
you.
Not
but
32.
No.
28.
28.
That's fine. It's a lot of money. Noodles will be happy, and I'm not against it. If he's going to be good,
you're all right with it?
Well,
yeah.
I just don't. You try and when you have a goalie, they're everything, and when you stupid sayings we hear all the time. But then teams don't want it. Noodles is right. Teams don't want to pay their goalies like they pay.
I was going to say there was a quote from Doug Armstrong, GM of the St. Louis Blues. He says how the goaltending position has changed. You don't have Brodeur and Fleury, and you don't really have that. He says the floor has come up so much to where, and not that so much that the ceiling has come down because there's still all-world goaltenders, but there's so many more guys that just don't stink.
You can plug holes.
This guy is clearly not an NHLer. I mean, Aiden Hill won a Stanley Cup with the Vegas Golden Knights. You can
Ranta.
You can find a way, but you're right. I don't know. Pinder talks about not drafting guys in the first round, goalies in the first round. Maybe you don't pay them.
It's a great debate, actually, because you're right. And I think goaltending has the athleticism, the gear. They're better goalies than they used to be. Like it was Essensa and Hasek. Well, who you playing?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the guy that was here last year, was too soft for me. As good as he was, but if he played too many, like how is Mika Kripasov able to play 75 games?
That's probably a special guy.
But they're not. It's kind of like baseball. The pitchers don't pitch through the game.
Right.
It's a managed, and it's the same thing with goaltenders. And so to me, it comes back to what's the GM's approach. Do you want a stud that you can just plug in and you give your coach? Yeah. There's the name. You have one name slotted all throughout the season as your goaltender, right? Like Lindy Ruff's job was real easy in Buffalo. Hasek. Oh, okay. Where's everyone else? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hasek. And I don't know that. So paying a guy $11 million, is it too much? I think it goes back to your philosophy. No, I can go get 2 goalies and they'll be fine, and I'll only pay them 8 for 2. And then if one of them falters, you go, oh shit. Or if they both are just you're like, uh-oh. Bobrovsky coming back, not this year. I mean, they won this year, so it's better. But I thought he was more impactful the season before on the run they had.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, this is why a goalie's a real big deal.
Yeah. And because at Pinder Report, now it was Alex Lyon who actually started the playoffs for them last year.
Yeah.
He did. It's accurate. But they get to the cup final because of Bobrovsky.
And that's just it, where I actually think, sure, through the season, maybe you can find a way to mix and match and not have a high-end goaltender. But if you want to go on a playoff run, I think but then you could argue, well, Hill came in and won.
Hill came in. Tampa always rode Vasilevsky. It was definitely.
I'd rather have a goalie I know and trust.
It's probably one of those things. If you don't have a stud, you think the tandems are great. I think the new way of going is no guy gets tired. Guys are ready to go. You never have to worry about a goalie getting cold or sitting for too long. Yeah. Well, do you have a Shesterkin? Oh, you don't, do you? So you really love that tandem. And if you've got a guy like Shesterkin, then pay him 10, 11 million. The cap's going up. We'll find the money somehow. I know last year, I'm trying to remember when it was. Middle season, start of the season, Shesterkin kind of had a bit of a wobble. And then he turned it around and he was real good. We'll talk. I mean, we got time. We got a couple weeks to see how many teams are subscribing to that whole tandem deal. Rod the Bod. We like Rod the Bod.
Sure
I like
do.
Rod the Bod.
You're a big fan.
I kind of am. I feel like
Same workout program.
we eat right. Body's a temple, right? But he just feels like a guy you'd want to play for. Now his son, Baby Bod, I guess, would be maybe how you go with it. Do you think that's they're related?
Junior Kane.
Little father-son deal there is Rod the Bod with his boy before the
Did he
preseason
play?
game.
He played in the preseason game. Oh.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
Probably. Dad's in good shape. You'd be like, do you think you get to just lay around on the tablet when Rod's your old man? Listen, get up,
son.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go ride the bike here, kid. So that's nice.
It is nice.
Oh, yeah, especially you. Your boy's having a birthday today. You're feeling that fatherly kind of thing today. Yeah. Jack, what would it be like if you were out there and your boy was playing? Because you have kids, right?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm nowhere close to having kids.
What if your dad was Rod the Bod?
That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind my dad.
Would you like
being
that better?
one.
You're a Philly guy.
Than my dad?
Yeah.
No.
You take your dad over Rod the Bod?
Yeah.
Oh, Rod the Bod would roll your dad up.
Yeah, he definitely would. Kick his ass.
And well, Philly.
That's nice to say, Jack.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Were you a Rod the Bod guy? Flyer?
I don't even remember.
I guess you're a Penguins guy. You didn't.
He's
so you
too young, dude. He's telling you he's never seen Rod the Bod play. Drop it, because now we look like old
Wait,
bastards.
Rod the Bod played?
Oh, smart ass. I'd make you go sit outside, but we need you to do stuff for us. Have you never seen Rod the Bod play?
Oh, when did he retire?
Well, yeah, I guess a while ago.
I don't
He
know,
played in
but-
Carolina for like a decade. after
Yeah,
he was a
it's hard to
Flyer.
remember because he was in Carolina forever.
I'll check it here.
2018. Oh, good job, Rod.
You know what's getting worse? And I saw this the other day. I forget what. It was a baseball highlight on TV, and it just looked like crap. And I was like, that's very well within my.
Oh, yeah.
So was I when I was watching that? Is that what it looked like on TV? That grainy? How are we watching television at that time? Rod the Bod.
2010 was his last year. I would have seen him play because I do remember that Cup final, Hurricanes Oilers. I don't remember him at all.
He did play 10 years in Carolina after he was with the Flyers, and started with the Blues.
Bliss.
The St. Louis Blues. Traded from St. Louis with Dan Quinn to Philly for Murray Barron and Ron Sutter.
It's a good trade, man.
Brother Ron
Philly.
going to play with brother Brian back in 1991. And then part of that Primo trade, traded from Philly with goalie Jean-Marc Pelche and a second for Keith Primo and a fifth. Flyers never do win a cup. Carolina does win. They win the trade.
Yeah, based on that. Yeah. But Primo was pretty damn good in
And the Flyers were
Philly.
pretty damn good. They
Yeah.
were so good in that.
03-04. We played Tampa, and Tampa was playing Philly in the semifinals
Yeah.
out east, and I was like, I'd rather play Tampa. Oops.
Yeah. So baseball. The Houston Astros. Does everybody still hate the
I
Houston
never
Astros?
did.
Banging-
I like people trying to win.
You're not cheating. You're not trying.
Yep.
They claim their fourth straight division title, beating Seattle. They're 5 games back of them in the AL West. Cleveland, they've got the AL Central because there's some games this week, and then it's the final weekend. Like most teams will wrap up. They got a handful left, 5-6 games left. So Cleveland has got the AL Central. The Yankees have clinched at least a berth in the AL East. They're 5 up on Baltimore. Baltimore qualified for at least the wild card yesterday, beating the Yanks 5-3. Now remember Matt Holliday, great player.
Yeah.
His son Jackson, going to Jackson. He is a stud, a second baseman with the Orioles. He's 20 years old. They had they were popping tops after the game, beating
Too young.
beating the Yankees.
He's too young.
He's just a baby boy. Look at him. So they got him. They had some
He
coloring.
looks like it.
Got some coloring there for him. There's it says baby's first Clinchmas, the sign there. There's a baby bottle in there. Bird bath water, no alcohol for Orioles under the age of 21. You got the label taped to it there. You know what that's like. Going to the playoffs when you're 19, 20 years old would have been the same for you, right? When you're
19. Well, I'd turned 20 by the time
Yeah.
the playoffs started. Yeah.
how awkward, maybe awkward's not the right word, because there were some veteran dudes on that Florida team.
I got picked on.
Yeah. We don't like that. Did they have a baby? Was it baby's first Clinchmas when you qualified?
I feel like we maybe just.
Yeah. They looked past that.
There was no cameras.
No, hey. National League side, Milwaukee's in. They'll take the Central. Dodgers are in the NL West. So
the
too-
Dodgers made it?
Yeah, I know. Weird. Yeah. So too are the Padres. Now, Padres. How about this for getting in? They're playing the Dodgers. This is the end of the game. They got a slim lead with a clinching scenario on the line.
Rojas on the ground at third. Machado touches third, fires to second. Out at first. Oh my goodness! It's a triple play. It ends the ball game. The San Diego Padres have clinched their spot in the postseason after a magical 2024 campaign. Will this finally be the year for the faithful?
Not bad.
Well done.
A
fellas.
triple.
To end it and clinch.
Runners on first and second. Is it?
None out.
And I don't know if it doesn't seem like it's terrible base running necessarily. Jack, what's your analysis here? It's good. The relays are perfect. I mean, that one's right on the money, to be fair, and that's a hell of a throw. Is the guy going to first? I mean, are you
Did he dog it a little off the
Yeah, it seems like the guy going to first is definitely dogging it.
you dogging?
But
What are you?
solid defensive play by the Padres.
It's like we've already qualified. I'm not pulling a hammy
Yeah,
here.
I don't know.
4 games left. So congrats to the Padres.
I like the Padres
Yeah,
because
so-
I've been to Petco, and Petco's a great park.
And San Diego's a great city. So I've been told. What do you do when you go to San Diego, aside from go to a Padres game?
Oh, it's San Francisco.
That's right.
What'd you say? What?
San Diego, is that where your head was?
Yeah.
You were just trying. What do you do in San Diego? There's
You don't swim because the water's freezing.
really.
Yes.
Okay.
You bike. Dallas Eakins, a lot of biking.
Oh wow.
And
Doesn't sound like I'd like San Diego.
And SeaWorld.
Shamu?
I don't know.
Mm.
It's a big game, big whale.
That'd be the thing when you live there. And you say, "Oh, where are you from?" San Diego. Oh, SeaWorld. Yeah, SeaWorld.
I think you just enjoy life because it's typically nice.
Yeah.
Very moderate. Or become a Navy SEAL. The SEALs are right there.
How's the traffic? Because LA is the worst.
Average. It's not LA, but
Yeah.
it's still California.
California. There's a lot of California songs.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California Girls.
What's that one?
Well, it's which version do you want? So yeah, San Diego 2 back of the Dodgers. They play tonight and tomorrow night. So there's
There's a chance.
a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Los Angeles will finish that. They've got a 3-game set against Colorado, who stink. The Padres will play Arizona, who don't stink. We'll talk about them in a moment. Now, Philadelphia is a great town. I don't know why. I dig Philadelphia.
It's your kind of city.
It's my kind
well,
of
you've
city.
been there and
It's
you've
real
had the
people.
food. Yeah.
Had the food. The Phillies are headed back to the postseason. They lead the NL East 5.5 up on the Mets. John Kruk, former Philly and
Love
part
him.
of the broadcast
Love him.
team. Here's this. They're getting ready for it in Philly.
There's no place like Philadelphia in October.
Line drive to right field. He is the hero.
That was a Tuesday in June, though.
Fly ball to deep right field. Score! It has erupted here at Citizens Bank Park. Listen to this.
That's a weekday in May.
The 0-1 pitch. Right back at him. Fires, and it's a shutout for Suarez.
That's April.
It is gone! Grand slam, Trey Turner!
I mean, it has been like this all season.
And JT gets one again, and the Phillies beat the Mets on a walk-off.
So how's October going to be at the bank this year? That's up to y'all, man. But I have a feeling what it's going to look like. Red October, baby.
That's great.
Isn't that great? I remember because Seravalli's there and he was going to games. I mean, it's it's production and stuff. That's a baseball town. It has been. They used to
sports town.
It is a sports town. I remember Frank was telling us it was Trey Turner was having some struggles, was in a big slump, and how Philly, they're going to turn on their own.
Yeah.
They turn fast if you're not playing well. But it got to the point they're like, "You're better than we know. You're better than this." And he started coming out. I think he hit a home run or had a big hit out of nowhere, and it's like standing ovation. Like we're on your side. We need you to be better, and we're here for you.
You don't get to take shortcuts around us.
So let's go.
We're
happy for you. But yeah, there's so many great moments. I like baseball in the regular season, but man, when you get to the postseason, that doesn't make me a hardcore fan, I guess. But just the ups and downs and that roller coaster of baseball, unbelievable.
It's hard to be a hardcore fan in Calgary.
Yeah, I guess.
Baseball, right? It is.
Yeah.
Go watch the Dogs.
No offense to the Dogs.
Love
It's
the
a
Dogs.
Great
Dogs
place
won
to
again.
be. So yeah, Phillies back in. They lead the NL East 5.5 up on the Mets. Wild card, In the National League, mentioned Padres are in. Mets and Diamondbacks hold the other 2 spots. Braves are a half game back. So it's those 3 teams for those 2 spots. The American League, Orioles in. Detroit, Kansas City hold down the other 2. They have identical 83 and 74 records. Minnesota's in the mix, 2 back. Seattle, 2.5 back. And yeah, depending, I think the Orioles had 6 left. So yeah, they'll wrap up their midweek set, and then everybody will play a 3-gamer on the weekend, and then we're in it.
I love baseball too.
Yeah.
Playoffs, so good.
So
we should
good.
actually go, but Pinder's not here. to
Where
organize
yeah.
it.
Where would you want to go?
I'd go to San Diego. I loved Petco. I'd also go to Philly. Just a little, feels like a little further.
It's a little further. So on this part of it, you've got Dodgers, Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine, San Diego, as you mentioned. You want to go to Detroit if they get in?
I've been to Detroit.
How about Kansas City?
You know what? Commodore always speaks very highly of Kansas City.
Is that who you're
Maybe we
using
could
for
go-
that's your barometer for? Well, Commodore likes it. What if Minnesota got hot and got in? Want to go to Mini?
No, because Minnesota to me is Manitoba, and I don't like Manitoba.
That's not nice. Mets could get in. You could do both there. You got Yanks and
San Diego Mets. That seems like a lot of travel.
Arizona, Diamondbacks might get in. No,
I don't like the.
because that's kind of what we're looking at.
I don't love the ballpark. I want the chili cheese dog in Arizona was good.
The ballpark is
Average.
It's impressive, but it's not.
It doesn't have the feel.
Especially when that roof's closed in the summer because it's too friggin' hot. Well, okay.
San Diego. What's wrong with San Diego? Why you gotta argue?
I'm fine with it.
You'd love it.
I would like to go. But just it feels expensive.
We should actually look. We could maybe do a baseball, football.
Yeah.
So
The Chargers?
Yeah.
Big Chargers fan, all right. Now which sad story do we want to go with, Jack? The White Sox or the Oakland A's?
Let's start with the A's because I
Okay.
think they're a little less sad than the Sox.
Now the Oakland A's, they're getting out of Dodge. They've had it with Oakland. Maybe they're going to Vegas. People in Vegas say, you're not coming here. There's no money. You're not building this ballpark, whatever. You can take the Tropicana down. You're not coming here. And the owner put out a letter. He said, listen, we're very sad that it's come to this. And we know that there's raw emotions, but there's a few games left. And it'd be great to celebrate the rich history of the well, it looks like maybe so fans are showing up to the Oakland Alameda Coliseum or whatever, maybe to watch baseball or maybe to get a souvenir.
ooh,
Just ripping the seats right out of the concrete.
it's a tough city.
It's a tough place. It is a tough place. And I would get why they'd maybe be sour.
I could see it. Yeah.
We've got a good team. Oh, is it good?
We
Trade
support
everyone.
Yeah, we support our sports teams like
Yeah.
the Raiders,
The
But-
Raiders and the A's. Yeah, we love it here.
but they leave.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could celebrate with one last, because I guess maybe there'll be the A's. It'll still be the color scheme. Maybe that'll, but as far as Oakland, maybe you want one last souvenir. That's at MLB.com, the shop where you can buy gear.
That's poorly.
For those that are just listening, you know, the A's logo has a big A, an apostrophe, and then an S. They've kind of layered 2 or 3 versions of the logo, and really all you can see is A apostrophe S and then another S. I feel like that would be the hot seller, right?
That's yeah.
It's like
If I'm buying anything Oakland,
I
it's
need that hat. Yeah. I wonder if it's still up there because I saw that go out yesterday. Do they lean into it and just sell them out? Or do they say, are they, oh, we can't be doing this?
Well,
We
might as well
can't-
sell them out because soon enough you won't be
Yeah.
able to.
Well, it's too bad for the A's.
Not really.
Not.
I don't think anybody other than people
Not-
from Oakland.
That stadium, no good for football or baseball, and they both played there for a long time.
Yes, a very long time, and it was terrible.
It was terrible. And the people, scary. Raider fans
They're
going in
in-
there,
Yeah.
scary. Although it was I saw a guy get punched out in Dodgers
I think it
parking
can
lot.
happen anywhere.
Yeah.
It can get real serious in any city, but
Yeah.
Oakland's good.
So the White Sox, we talked about them. I guess it was yesterday or last week.
Is it also stabby around that ballpark? Used to be.
I've not been there. Only Wrigley, which is probably I think that's the move.
Yeah.
If you're going to Chicago to watch some baseball. Let's take a look here now. I have so sad and sell the team is basically what we've got here.
Down into a lot of different areas, and one of the things the Sox have to get is a closer.
Oh, man.
Fellas.
Well, we've seen lack of communication.
That is a pop fly to not quite the mound. And 3 Sox converge. None of them 4 converge.
There's 4.
And none of them make the play.
Might as well go for the higher draft pick.
I don't know if you can get, I think they've accomplished that. Well, the team.
So is the owner
3-2 to Ward.
is it the owner's fault? Like,
I mean,
is he not spending any dough? Or
I have not gone deep into the
diving
White Sox
into-
story aside from, holy, they're bad. And then you look at, that's how bad it is. So how bad is that in terms all time bad? Yeah. Okay. They are,
worst ever by a long shot.
it was, I'm trying, Jason, he's a baseball writer. Anyway, I was reading his thing the other
Black
day.
and four?
If we're just looking at baseball, yeah, you can look at the Mets, 62 Mets. It's the wrong frame of reference. We need to go all-time sports. When has a team been 80 plus games below 500? When have you been that far back of first place? When have you had that little success? When have you gone that many days, calendar days without a victory kind of thing? It's almost over. It's almost over.
Yeah, who's more excited? The guys making the playoffs or these guys being able to
can't
go
wait.
home?
They can't wait. And we talked about Philly. There were a couple things here. It was Gritty's. He won for the second year in a row or second since anyway.
It's not even close.
Mascot of the year in the National Hockey League, and also his birthday. And I remember when Gritty came out.
Yes.
He was ridiculed. What is this?
This is disgusting.
This
Fraggle
is
Rock looking
stupid.
bastard.
What are you supposed to be? Gritty? Your name's Gritty. And he took a tumble on the ice. I think that first night he fell down and everybody laughed at him. And much like Philadelphia, hey, we're going to boo you, but then we're almost we're to you. Want to rise back up and we're going to put our arms around
Rocky.
you. That's right. Well, it's Gritty's birthday.
We come to this place for magic. Flyers hockey feels good in a place like this.
And the number 1 fans for all teams are their mascots.
There's an athletic guy in there. Or girl.
I just need to see your ID. That's not your ID. Oh my God! Gritty is second!
One thing we do have is balls.
Legendary Philadelphia Flyers mascot, Gritty!
Yeah, happy birthday to Gritty. There
Good
he
on
is, the mascot of the year. But
So proud.
doing backflips on a trampoline in a Harvey suit or a
Mascot suit?
Mascot suit. People are chiming in about Harvey. Like Harvey's great.
Different role.
It's a different thing.
Different approach.
Now KQ says if it was one on Harvey would win. Would that stuff, because we are in a lot of ways In a lot of ways, Philadelphia, when you talk about American crowds, they're out there. That's a Belair loving their teams.
All in.
Here, it's just in Canada, a little more polite. It's polite.
It's a Canadian approach
So
to
you got
things.
the two opposite ends. I just wonder if you were if they took a part of the dome and
Do
it
you-
was Harvey's
So just stop.
pet store.
I know what you're going to say. Sorry, but
Mhm.
do you think that anyone in Flyers ownership or management is getting emails or phone calls about the music being too loud in the stadiums? Like any of the
I doubt it.
no? Yeah, that happens here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just I've got season tickets and I want to watch the game, but it's very loud.
It's so loud.
It's
And the people, they stand
I
a
can't
lot
see,
of the
they're
time. I
standing.
can't see.
Like, do you think that that's
Yeah. and watching that whatever
No.
highlight pack, that one lady that's getting the cake thrown in
so
her
good.
face. It's like, what are you 60 years old, somewhere in that?
Give
Is
her.
there a Calgary lady wearing her Flames jersey
But
signing
this
up?
is the difference in society between they're all in, they are fans.
Yeah.
Canadians, we come to watch and we support, but it'll be a little more reserved and just enjoy it. Who the hell?
How was the game?
cares?
It was so great. The Eagles won. I had 9 beer, got a cake thrown in my
Yeah.
face. It was awesome.
Got
Best
in a
game ever.
shoving match with a Bills fan.
Yeah.
It was wicked.
It was so good. Kind of a shot at Flames. Some Flames.
No,
not all.
it's
Not all of them.
It's not Flames fans. It's Canada. And I'm not saying take it to the Oakland extreme where you need to get a rusty shank, but
Yeah.
let's get behind it here.
See
We
that-
saw it the other day in Utah for hockey players. When the crowd's into it, you're going to get more from the team.
Yeah.
You just do.
Yeah.
You want to sit on your hands? That's fine. There is a correlation between the noise and the enthusiasm of the fans and the effort of the player, for good or for bad. Well, we're paying you to be. I paid to be. All right.
It seemed like maybe the fans in Edmonton last year in the Stanley Cup final, it seemed like what was happening in Edmonton was a bigger deal than what was happening in Florida. I think those crowds were probably louder and more boisterous than what was in Florida.
We're sold that. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe it's hockey. If it was something different, I'm not sure. But watching 100,000 people show up for college football with their
Oh.
faces painted.
You
and
watch some of which the one is the Metallica song.
yeah, it's
Oh,
bananas.
I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah. In Tennessee, where they're doing Rocky Top, and they've got Enter Sandman for is that Virginia Tech? I'm trying to remember. There's a few of them. The Gators, they play Don't Back Tom Petty.
Yep.
Won't Back Down or whatever it is. They're all
All of
singing.
it.
College. I'm not sure that's happening for the Mount Royal Cougars.
Well, Bert's got him playing well.
He's done a hell of a job recruiting this offseason. No comment here. It says, you media people can do your part too.
And use my name.
Rhett. So I'm not sure what we're supposed to. There's no cheering in the press box. Are we supposed to? You start the wave and Pinder gets mad at you. In fairness,
He always refers to you as the guy, the dancing guy at they pay to go to these stupid events.
Yeah. See, so guys go to try. They hire people to come in and try and whoop up the crowd, and you just get shit and abuse.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say. That's a Pinder Report. Presentation of Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing, MSRP. They were blowing out their 2024 demos. They had a couple on the lot the last time I was there. And the new ones are coming in. They're pumping out Hondas over there. It's people loving Hondas. All makes, all models. As far as the used is concerned, 90 units on site. VillageHonda.com, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. When I was in Philadelphia, that one, I've told this story before. It was Thanksgiving, and the rink staff was just foul that the Flames would skate on Thanksgiving Day. The next day, the matinee game, playing the Flyers. Flames win it. They called off a goal because Pronger was interfering, trying to whatever you scream.
Yeah.
They wave the goal off after everybody's excited. Flames then win. I think it was Huselius or somebody scores it overtime. And there were two women on the way out wearing Flames jerseys. And one of the people, oh, so you guys are Flames fans. It's kind of, oh, this is my daughter. And it's our thing. We're Flames fans. We don't live in Calgary, but we want to go and see the Flames play in every rink in the National Hockey League. So this is our first time in Philly. And it was right about then. Some guy hit them with a C-bomb. Whoo boy. I don't know who felt worse, them or us. Why don't you dirty? Oh, that's
fella.
It was offside.
Too much.
It was too much, is what it was.
Come on, Philly.
So bad. Let's take now Bet365. We got. I'm not sure that they're going to put odds on the Abbotsford game tonight. We got football on Thursday and then hockey and all that down the road. But Bet365, if you haven't already, you open your account, get the app, get it on your phone, tablet, whatever works. But when you get the app and you open your account, use the promo code FN bonus. FN bonus. You're going to love the app. If you're new to it and so I don't really understand it, you're going to love it.
Yep.
Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You think, well, I missed the start of the game. It was kickoff or whatever it is. The lines are moving throughout the game. You jump in, you're watching things as they go. It is awesome. Talking baseball. You kind of heard who was in there, who's got the odds on getting her done. Those darn Dodgers. Plus 325 to win the World Series. Then those Phillies, the Yankees, Orioles, Guardians, Astros, Padres, and then you're into the wild cards. Well, Padres are as well, but
how are you feeling about your Yankees?
Well, I saw Nestor Cortez has got a bit of a thing. That's not good. You know what? Not great, but that's kind of me. You know, you get all excited and then you get your heart broke. You go in thinking, it's probably not good. Just be ready for an awful upset. Then you're okay.
It's great.
Yeah. When you've already accepted the loss.
You're a great sports fan.
Yeah. When you've already accepted the defeat and then it happens.
Expect nothing.
Yeah.
You'll never be disappointed.
It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So there you go. In addition to that, and again, there's sports that you can play on Bet365 on the app. I don't even know what they are. That's how much stuff is on the app.
Should we get those behind the Brewers again?
Jack might know. The Brewers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought we were on the Brewers for a very short amount of time.
We were, but
good while it lasted?
Not really.
No. I think what it is every time something kind of gets, that looks cool, you say, we should go, and then we don't go. And then
I'm an idea guy. I'm not going to go book the flights.
We kind of lose enthusiasm.
What are you looking
Golf,
for?
tennis, NHL, CFL, and so college football, and WNBA, UFC, NBA.
It's the big golf thing this weekend, the Ryder Cup.
It's close, if not.
Yeah. Lots of chatter about it.
MLS, NASCAR, Champions League. And now we're getting into some things.
Esports.
Yeah, this is sports, cricket, virtual something, boxing, horses, darts, table tennis, esports, Formula One, volleyball.
Pinder's in Australia. We should have some Aussie something.
It's there's a time difference.
And
well, if we were going to do anything with him, he'd have to be like middle of the night kind of thing.
Futures. I'm not saying we should have him on. I'm saying there should be some sporting events down there that we could put some. Yeah, maybe some 365.
Maybe. I don't know what.
Give us some insight.
I don't know what that looks like, because it seems like wherever he is, he's on home turf. He's got buddies and he knows everybody. That's a long way from home. It's with his wife, her family, her friends. I just wonder what that looks like, because he wouldn't have any buddies, any running. He's got his two kids.
Aussie Brad.
Yeah. Aussie Brad.
Hope he's doing well.
I hope he's doing all right. We haven't heard from him.
Nope.
Maybe soon.
It's winter.
Yeah.
He maybe was holed up all winter. Didn't like.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. I bet he uses Bet365. It's the world's it's the world, not Alberta. World's largest sports betting platform. FN Bonus is your promo code when you sign up, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Yeah.
Did you button?
I don't, is there anything else?
Nothing of
Cooking, or-
urgency for me, Dean. That's for sure.
We got our first super chat today. You see that come through?
I don't really know what it is.
So Ghetto here, he paid $2, and he'd like to say nice hair, Boom.
Well, thank
It's
you.
a big change from yesterday.
Yeah, I needed a haircut. I said I don't need to necessarily say what I said. But I was looking like a fat,
You were disheveled.
a chubby lady in her later years. Now I just look like a different chubby lady in her later years. Well, thank you, Ghetto. So how does this work, Jack? Because the screen I see, I don't see any. I'm kind of like an admin. Hey, a big deal.
Yeah. So you go to whenever someone sends a super chat in, it'll go to when you're in the comments, you go to starred, and it'll show up right there. And it's got this nice little blue color, just to differentiate from the other comments.
So we probably then feel compelled if somebody is going to drop into the super chats, we probably feel compelled
You got to answer it
to
no
talk,
matter what
to
it
talk
is.
to him.
Yep.
I feel like Ghetto should have asked. Not sure if he got his $2 worth there. Hope
Well,
so.
it was
Maybe
a $2 haircut, so
no such thing anymore, eh?
no.
It's not really how that works anymore. It's gotten to the point now where you'd throw down $5 for a tip, and you'd be that's a nice
Big
little tip.
tipper.
Now you're doing this. Is this
Don't insult
20, 15, 18%? How much is this anymore? I don't even know.
Don't insult them with you.
Yeah, well,
Cheapness.
hey, Ghetto, thanks. We're not pan. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. We'll
love to.
Yeah, we'll definitely mix and interact and do whatever with the super
Hammer us
chat.
with some good questions, though. It's nice to have a comment about the Boom Boom's hair.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't wear a hat all the time. I always wear a hat. I did my hair the other day. I said to the show, I don't know how to. What do you put in this stuff?
In your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, I mean, give us a look-see. That's a lot of hair. See, your corpse is going to have a lot of hair.
Does it keep growing after you're dead?
I don't think it keeps growing, but I know if you're unconscious, like if you're basically like you're incapacitated,
You're comed?
shit's still working, except the stuff you need to work. Sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your long nails, and that's not a good thing for people. Because
I don't think you want to be in that.
There's people that are going to have to do that. I should give guy shave, cut his
Just make sure you
fingernails.
tip him.
Guy didn't even tip me, cheap bastard. Well, he's in a coma. What's our Thursday nighter this week? Is it a shit game?
Cowboys, Giants.
It's got a nice ring to it.
It does.
I don't know if it will. Hopefully, it can be.
Is it in New York? Must be, right?
It's in New York.
Yeah.
It's a big game for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Do we hate the Cowboys? A lot of people hate the Cowboys.
I hated the Cowboys. I don't anymore.
When did you? When it was
90s.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like now if there's hatred, if people have hatred for the Cowboys, they've either earned it from their parents, it's been handed down, or they have buddies. But I think if you didn't,
Is it directed at the Cowboys or Jerry?
I don't know.
Maybe it's There's only certain teams, like the Steelers, you find people, I love the Steelers.
are a bunch of jerks.
Why do you love the Steelers? Oh, because my dad did.
You know what it was? They're the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? America's team, the star, Emmitt Smith,
The White House.
the whole thing. But if you were Jack's age, there's been no success for the Cowboys that you recall, right?
No, none.
So hard to hate teams. These guys hate the Patriots.
Yes.
Do you hate the
Yes,
Patriots?
I did hate the Patriots forever.
Yeah.
Hate Tom Brady. Hate Belichick.
Jerks.
What about Gronk? No one can hate Gronk.
No, I liked Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk's great. Gronk's great. Dumb. Did you see him on the roast? Did you watch the Brady
I haven't
roast?
watched it yet. I've got it set aside. I want to watch it, but I don't want to be. I want to be in the right spot. I don't want to just throw it on for 10 minutes and.
Yeah. It's good.
I heard it's great.
Yeah, it's good. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you'd love it. Get all fried up.
Red, who hasn't seen it.
I've seen a million clips.
You'd love it. Yeah, there's a lot of clips that have been out there. In fairness,
I'm not on the social, so I don't see clips.
It's been out there for quite some time.
Clips.
Yeah, it's been out there for quite some time.
Jack gave me shit the other day. I'm gonna unplug something.
Yeah, you got your big boots. Well,
I'm hungry.
Are you?
Who's buying?
I can buy. What do you want?
Don't care.
All right, Jack.
Don't care.
All right.
Are you stepping on something, Rhett?
Not right now. I did just 2 seconds ago.
What's happening?
It's a little fuzz.
It's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but
well,
that'll probably do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ryan Pike for coming on the show.
Yeah,
he's used those before, and they've been better than that for sure. I wonder do you think that's cell quality? Is it cell range? Is it headphone? Is it
maybe.
Operator error?
What the hell's he doing? Walking? Was this exercise?
I don't know. Maybe he's working
outside.
Well, maybe he went outside thinking there would be better cell service. Maybe that might be what I would do if I was going to go on and do something with someone. I'd probably try and find some. Yeah. So thanks to Pike's Place. So good. It was great visiting Pike's Place. It was really good.
That's not gonna stick.
No. All right, I'll do it. See you, buddies.